Good morning and welcome to the City of Palm Coast City Council business meeting this morning. It is Tuesday, April the 18th. It's 9 a.m. and we are in the community wing of City Hall. And with that, I would ask you all to please stand and join me in our Pledge of Allegiance. And following the pledge, you are welcome to remain standing for a moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or pause for a moment. Thank you. I would ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Mayor Alfin.
Present.
Vice Mayor Danko.
Here.
Councilmember Hyder. Present. Councilmember Clufus.
Present.
Councilmember Pontieri.
Present.
Mayor,
Thank you.
all members are present.
In order for city staff to be able to respond to your questions or concerns, please fill out a comment card with your contact information. The comment cards can be found on the table near the agendas or available from the Communications and Marketing Director seated in the back of the room. Anyone wishing to speak may approach the podium, provide their name, and may speak for up to 3 minutes. This portion of the public comment should focus on matters not on the agenda. Please direct all comments to the mayor, be concise and to the point, avoid delaying or interrupting the proceedings, and do not make any irrelevant, impertinent, or slanderous comments. Any person who becomes disorderly may be barred from making any additional comments and may be removed. So with that, I would open up the meeting to public comment. Are there any members of the public that would like to address City Council at this time? Yes, sir.
Robert McDonald, Palm Coast. I noticed this morning on the agenda that one of the items under the resolutions, number 7, it's going to approve the name of this facility.
Mr. McDonald, would you like to address that when we get to that item?
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
With that, are there any other members of the public that would like to address City Council on items that are not part of this morning's agenda? Seeing no one approach at this time, I will close public comment and we will move forward with a request for a motion on the minutes of City Council for the meeting dated April the 4th, 2023. It was a business meeting. Can I have a motion, please?
Sure, I'll make the motion.
Vice Mayor makes a motion to accept the minutes. Is there a second?
Seconded.
And Councilman Clufus seconds. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Does the clerk have the count?
Motion passes.
Thank you. Similarly, I would ask for a motion for the meeting of April the 11th, 2023. It was a workshop meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Vice Mayor makes a motion to accept the minutes. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Councilman Clufus makes the second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed?
Motion passes unanimously. 5-0.
Good. And does the clerk have the count? Thank you. We now move to our proclamations and presentations. The first proclamation, which is item number 2 on your agenda, would be Parkinson's Awareness Month. And I believe Councilman Clufus will read the proclamation for us. Are there members of the Parkinson's group here in the audience that would like to come forward for the proclamation? Please come forward to the podium.
How are you? Thank you guys for being here. And pardon my back, I'm actually going to be addressing you guys. Council, Mayor, thank you very much. And again, thank you guys for being here this morning. Here we have a proclamation. Whereas Parkinson's disease is a chronic, progressive neurological disease and is the second most common neurodegenerative disease in the United States. And whereas Parkinson's disease is estimated to affect approximately 1 million people in the United States, and the prevalence will more than double by 2040. And whereas Parkinson's disease is the 14th leading cause of death in the United States, according to the CDC, and whereas it is estimated that the economic burden of Parkinson's disease is at least $52 billion annually, including indirect costs to patients and family members of $29 billion. And whereas research suggests the cause of Parkinson's disease is a combination of genetic and environmental factors, but the exact cause and progression of the disease is still unknown. And whereas there is no objective test or biomarker for Parkinson's disease, and there is no cure or drug to slow or halt the progression of the disease. And whereas the symptoms of Parkinson's disease vary from person to person and include tremors, slowness of movement, rigidity, difficulty with balance, swallowing, chewing, and speaking, cognitive impairment and dementia, mood disorders, and a variety of other non-motor symptoms. Whereas volunteers, researchers, caregivers, and medical professionals are working to improve the quality of life of persons living with Parkinson's disease and their families. And whereas increased research, education, and community support services such as those provided by the Parkinson's Foundation and other organizations are needed to find more effective treatments and to provide access to quality care to those living with the disease today. Now therefore be proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, that the month of April 2023 be officially designated as Parkinson's Awareness Month, and calls upon all the citizens to raise awareness for the need for research and support for those in the community living with Parkinson's disease today. Signed this 18th day of April 2023, Virginia Smith, City Clerk, City of Palm Coast Mayor David Alphin. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Feel free to adjust.
Okay. Hi. So I'm super excited about this. As you can see, there are faces that go with this disease. My father had Parkinson's. My brother-in-law currently has Parkinson's. So this disease is every 6 minutes somebody is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. We need more awareness. In Flagler County, we have a Parkinson's support group at Community Center, which we're very grateful to have. And every month we meet, and every single week I get somebody new calling me, telling me they've been newly diagnosed, they're looking for a place to go. They're looking for a support group. The caregivers are looking for a support group. So of course I'm looking to all of you to help us with some of these things. Currently we only have 2 neurologists in Palm Coast, so a lot of people are trying to travel outside of Palm Coast to go see medical care. I'm hoping that we can address this, get more medical care here, more neurologists here, movement specialists for people with these faces right here that need our help. So I just want to thank everybody for doing this. This is a huge feat for us, and we're very, very excited. Thank you.
And the City Council wants to thank you for coming out. And I saw the 2 gentlemen in the rear and went over to ask if I could be of assistance this morning, and with big, proud faces, they said no. It's like they would handle it on their own, and I really appreciate that, and I appreciate your smile. Councilman Clufus and I were kidding around this morning before the start of the meeting about our relative ages, so I will offer you this based on what you just said. It is my sincere hope that Parkinson's is cured during Councilman Clufus's lifetime. I may be a little bit too far down the road now, but he's got twice as far to go. So I'm hoping that his generation is the one that creates the solution that we're all looking for. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
No problem. Somebody's glasses. Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. that's under-
Councilperson Pontieri will deliver our next proclamation, which is Crime Victims Week.
And I'd welcome anybody who is here for this specific proclamation. If they'd like to come on up, please do so. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, this is awesome. So good to see everyone. Yeah, no, I love it. Who else wants to come up? Come on, don't be shy. So thank you all for being here. As an attorney and as somebody who's been in the legal system for quite some time, I can attest to the fact that it does take a village to really make our justice system work. Everybody from our victims advocates to our sheriff's office. It truly does in the community as well. It just takes a village. So I just thank everybody who's here, everybody who contributes to our justice system, including helping to make our victims whole as well and feel like the justice system is working for them. So with that, whereas the term victim is more than just a label and has legal standing and protections that go along with it, and whereas Crimes Victims' Rights Acts passed here in Florida and at the federal level guarantee victims the right to meaningfully participate and use their voice in the criminal justice process, and whereas victim service providers, advocates, law enforcement officers, attorneys, and other allied professionals can help survivors find their justice by enforcing these rights, and whereas the right to provide an impact statement ensures that victims' voices are considered in court during the sentencing and, when applicable, restitution processes, and whereas including and elevating the voices of survivors makes certain that they are heard and seen and creates a path to forging and sustaining community trust, and whereas engaging survivors creates responses and services that are credible, meaningful, and centered on individual needs, and whereas survivors' lived experience can serve as a catalyst for implementing innovative programs, shifting existing programs in new directions, and changing policies or practices that prevent survivors from accessing services or pursuing justice. And whereas National Crime Victims' Rights Week provides an opportunity to recommit to listening to crime survivors in every space where decisions are made and that could impact them. And whereas the City of Palm Coast is hereby dedicated to amplifying the voices of survivors and creating an environment where survivors have the confidence that they will be heard, believed, and supported. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast that the week of April 23rd, 2023 be officially designated as Crime Victims' Rights Week, reaffirming the City of Palm Coast's commitment to creating a victim service and criminal justice response that assists all victims of crime during Crime Victims' Rights Week and throughout the year, and expressing our sincere gratitude and appreciation for those community members, victim service providers, and criminal justice professionals who are committed to improving our response to all victims of crime so that they may find relevant assistance, support, justice, and peace. Signed this 18th day of April, 2023, attested by Virginia Smith, City Clerk, signed by City of Finn. Who may I present this to?
Can we get the sheriff to say a word?
Sheriff?
Well, thank you, Mayor and Council. It does take a great group to work together to support our victims of crime. Although those numbers are way down, it's still one too many. And so we go from the biker gangs, I say that affectionately, to the Family Life Center and everyone in between, the victim advocates. And what's unique about this community is we all work together with one purpose: to support victims of crime. So thank you for recognizing the importance of this. And I know usually the bikers like to say something too, Mayor, if that's all right.
Of course, the honorable bikers, absolutely. Yes, please.
We're Bikers Against Child Abuse. BACA exists with the intent to create a safer environment for abused children. We exist as a body of bikers to empower children to not feel afraid of the world in which they live. We stand at the ready to lend support to our wounded friends by involving them with an established, united organization. We work in conjunction with local and state officials who are already in place to protect children. We desire to send a clear message to all involved with the abused child that this child is part of our organization and that we are prepared to lend our physical and emotional support to them by affiliation and our physical presence. We stand at the ready to shield these children from further abuse. We do not condone the use of violence or physical force in any manner. However, if circumstances arise such that we are the only obstacle preventing a child from further abuse, we stand ready to be that obstacle. And I'm proud to be here today with my brothers and sisters in remembrance of the victims, the thousands of heroes that Bikers Against Child Abuse has helped over the years, and sadly, also for those who haven't made it. Thank you.
There you go. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So, Councilperson Hyder will deliver the proclamation on Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So Kathy, if you would proceed, thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. I'd like to present this proclamation on Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Proclamation. Whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month calls attention to the fact that sexual assault violence is widespread and impacts every person in this community. And whereas rape, sexual assault, and sexual harassment impact our community, and statistics show that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men will be raped at some point in their lives, that 1 in 6 boys and 1 in 4 girls will experience sexual assault before age 18. Youth, ages 12 through 17, are 2.5 times likely to be victims of rape or sexual assault on campus. 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are assaulted. And whereas during 2022, Family Life Center, as the certified rape crisis center in Flagler County, provided 46 sexual assault-related community education events, 879 supportive series, answered 68 sexual assault crisis hotline calls for supervisors of sexual assault and their families. And whereas the Start by Believing public awareness campaign, a program of End Violence Against Women International, is designed to improve the responses of friends, family members, and community professionals so they can help sexual assault victims access supportive resources and engage in criminal justice system. And whereas the City of Palm Coast joins, advocates, and communities across the country because we are strongest when we raise our voices together to change the culture to prevent sexual violence. Prevention requires addressing the root causes and social norms that allow sexual violence to exist. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and each day of this year is an opportunity to create change for the future. And whereas the Flagler County Advocate Alliance, comprised of victim advocates from Bunnell Police Department, Family Life Center, Flagler Beach Police Department, Flagler County Sheriff's Office, and the Office of the State Attorney, 7th Judicial Circuit Flagler, is hereby dedicated to strengthening victims and survivors in the aftermath of crime, building resilience in our communities and our victim responders, and working for a better future for all victims and survivors. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Palm Coast that the month of April will be officially designated as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and do hereby encourage all citizens to support Start by Believing public awareness campaign, signed this day, April 18th of April 2023, City of Palm Coast, Mayor David Alphen. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Robin Chamberlain. I'm a sexual assault service advocate at Family Life Center. We are all gathered here today in support of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Part of the proclamation that was read was statistics. Let me go over one of them again. We had 879 supportive services offered last year. To put that in perspective, that equals one service for every 10 hours. I love the fact that we are here to help so many people. Combine that number with the number of victims that our other community advocates help, and a true picture of our community emerges. However, there are many more that don't come to us for help because they think that there is none, because it happened to them in the past, or it costs too much money. All of our services are free. An even worse case scenario is that they are still living with their abuser because they feel there is no other recourse. Sexual assault is not the most comfortable topic to speak about, but it is one that needs to be heard. And while I am in favor of eradicating sexual assault completely, at this point, it really is only a dream. There is an old song that says, "One candle lights one candle, and two candles light four." And I am so glad that we are all here now. If each one of us tells one person that there is a free and confidential help for victims of sexual assault, and each one of them tells one person, we can change our community. Our goal here today is to spread awareness of sexual assault, and my goal here today is to help victims become survivors. Thank you.
Anybody else have a word that they'd like to share? Oh, here comes one.
Mayor and Council, Sheriff Rick Staley. I just want to put it in perspective for the impact on the Sheriff's Office. So in our major case unit, my biggest investigative function in our investigative services is major case. And it's not because we have homicides, because that's rare. It's not because we have robberies, because that's rare. It's because of sex offenses at all levels and how long they take to investigate and the intricacies of those investigations. So that's what we see as the impact in the Sheriff's Office and the community, and it's represented by the support here that you see today. So thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you again, everybody.
There we go. Excellent. See you.
last, but certainly not least presentation this morning. I see a sea of blue out there, so I'm excited about this. The proclamation this morning, Palm Coast Fire Department's 50th, I say again, 50th anniversary. Whereas the city of Palm Coast is honored to recognize and celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Palm Coast Fire Department. Come on, don't be shy, come on up. I know you're not shy when you're doing your job, right? And whereas the Palm Coast Fire Department has served the community with exceptional dedication, professionalism, and commitment to safety since its establishment in 1973. And whereas the Palm Coast Fire Department has grown over the years, expanding its services to meet the needs of the community and ensuring the safety of the citizens through fire suppression, emergency medical services, disaster response, and the prevention education. And whereas the Palm Coast Fire Department has been instrumental in saving countless lives and protecting property from the devastating effects of fires and emergencies. And whereas the Palm Coast Fire Department has been a vital partner in enhancing the quality of life for residents, businesses, and visitors to the city of Palm Coast. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the mayor and the city council of the city of Palm Coast that the month of April 2023 officially be designated as Palm Coast Fire Department's 50th anniversary. Okay. Now for the even better part. And we urge all residents and businesses to join us in honoring and celebrating the Palm Coast Fire Department for its outstanding service and contributions to the community at a celebratory event on Saturday, April the 22nd, at Fire Station 21, located at 9 Corporate Drive, from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Join us to express our appreciation and gratitude for the Palm Coast Fire Department's brave men and women who put their lives on the line every day to protect and to serve our community.
Yes,
Do you have a word for us?
yes, sir. We're just so proud of, so up with us today is the executive board of our volunteer association, and with the president, Tim Wilsey, and the other members of the executive board, and also the president of the Palm Coast Professional Firefighters and some members of that executive board as well. And we're just so proud of the job that these folks do every day protecting our community. Our mission is to deliver the best service to our community every time. And we do that in a variety of ways, and it's actually been a busy couple of weeks. They're pretty tired behind us, and some of the other members are out doing that right now. But we love the support we receive from this community and the support we receive from administration and this council, and we're committed to continuing to do our best job for another 50 years.
And we do have a short video teaser that will hopefully entice you to come on Saturday.
I remember taking a 59 LaFrance down to Power Line Road, underneath the power lines. And we came back through and the fire had gotten to Belterre Parkway. And we were getting reports that the school had burned down.
In '98, it started on June 6th, and Seminole Woods went up. We didn't stop until July 7th.
Yeah. Yes.
And then after July 7th was the cleanup.
The moderator says, was anybody scared? And you got this. Because we're firefighters, we don't get scared. I wasn't invited to that meeting. No.
We have shared so much of our personal life. There's a point in my life that I started to realize that sometimes it's okay to look back and be proud of who we were or who we are.
Great video. My comment there is, what a great group. I mean, they look a bit younger than you all look now, but I know you have much more experience now, so I feel safer. So thank you all.
All right, ready? Hold on, I got one more. Oh, gosh. You guys are gonna have to get closer together for this guy.
Yeah.
One more. Maybe. Okay, one and done. We're done.
So next on the agenda this morning, we have a rather official administrative function to perform. And I will go ahead and let our clerk of the city describe what we're doing, if you would be so kind as to do that.
Good morning, Mayor, City Council, City Manager, staff, and attendees. Today we are going to be presenting to our Deputy City Clerk her pin and her plaque for achieving something that not many can achieve, and that is the Certified Municipal Clerk designation. So thank you for the opportunity for being here today. As you know, I'm your city clerk, and I'm also a master municipal clerk, so I know what it takes for Ms. Cook to get to where she is today, and super proud of what she has accomplished in just her short 3 years of being here today. So I am also the City Clerk's East Central District for Florida Association of City Clerks, and that is the largest district for our association. And I'm here this morning to congratulate our city on the recent accomplishment of our Deputy City Clerk, Kaylee Cook, upon receiving her Certified Municipal Clerk designation. And if your husband would like to come up and join us as well, that would be wonderful.
Nice shirt.
Great, thank you. So, yes, the International Institute of Municipal Clerks, IIMC, and its partner, the Florida Association of City Clerks, are professional associations that promote the continuing education and certification through university and college-based institutions. IIMC's primary goal is to actively promote continuing education and professional development of municipal clerks through extensive education programs, certification, publications, networking across the globe, annual conferences, and research. Kaylee has gone one step further, and she has also taken on a course to be a parliamentarian as well. FACC's primary goal is to actively promote continuing education and the professional development of municipal clerks in the state of Florida by partnering with the Florida League of Cities and the Florida Institute of Government to meet the ever-changing educational needs of the city, town clerks, deputy clerks, and to improve their knowledge in areas such as public administration, law, management, elections, and many other disciplines. Currently, only 30%, or 4,387, of the 14,755 members of the IIMC have attained the CMC designation. And of the 669 members of FACC, only 64%, or 431 members, have gone on and reached the Certified Municipal Clerk designation. To achieve a Certified Municipal Clerk designation, Ms. Cook has gone through and completed the International Institute of Municipal Clerks approved program conducted by the John Scott Daly Florida Institute of Government, Florida State University in Tallahassee. This program provides 120 student instructor contact hours of in-depth courses in managerial and leadership skills, social and interpersonal skills, concerns, and technical training needing to deal with changes taking place in government today. The program aids municipal clerks in improving job performance and recognizes the professionalism of the municipal clerk's office. Completion of the recognized Career Development Academy or baccalaureate degree in public administration or a related field, responsible experience in local government, and participation in conferences, meetings, educational seminars are required to earn the prestigious Certified Municipal Clerk designation. But this is only the first step. A true professional never wants to rest their success, but instead keeps reaching higher. The Master Municipal Clerk Academy was established to further enhance professional education of city clerks and to meet the challenges of the office. Academy members must demonstrate they have actively engaged in educational and professional participation that keeps them current with the ever-changing, challenging events in local government scenes. Academy members seek to earn the Municipal Master Clerk designation are required to attain 168 hours in advanced education with 80% coursework in public administration and 20% in electives, and attain 20 points in professional and social contributions, to include attendance at professional meetings and conferences, honors and awards received for the specific individual achievements. This is quite a task, considering the daily demands of the clerk's office. But I have no doubt Kaylee is up to that task. Ms. Cook, your deputy clerk, is now part of an elite group of professionals in local government, a group she could not have become part of without your commitment to support her efforts. On behalf of the Florida Association of City Clerks, President, Board of Directors, members, the Florida Association of City Clerks Professional Education Committee, myself as the Central East Director, and your city clerk, we are so very proud of you, Kaylee. Please join me in congratulating your Deputy City Clerk, Kaylee Cook, and our city on her impressive accomplishment as one of our newest certified municipal clerks. A job well done. Ms. Cook, proudly display this certification and wear this pin I am about to place upon you with pride as a symbol of your dedication and professionalism. I thank you for all that you do for the city of Palm Coast. Congratulations.
If I can ask the city manager to step forward for the pinning. I just want the audience to know that, number one, you are a public witness to what we're doing here, but more importantly, this is an example of how the city of Palm Coast takes care of its succession planning. So we are continuing to build from within, to promote from within, to provide, and I'm stealing the city manager's words, provide career paths for the future, because it's not just about what happens in the city today. City Council is responsible for what happens tomorrow and obviously for the years to come. So this is that example of what we do every day to provide for the future. So congratulations. We're humbled and honored to have you on board.
Perfect, excellent. Freeze frame.
Okay, we now move to item G, which would be resolutions. So resolution number 7, approving naming a public facility. If the council would read the resolution into the record for us, please.
Sure, Mayor. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Palm Coast, Florida, approving a nomination request for naming of a public facility, providing authorization to execute, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, providing for implementing actions, and providing for an effective date. And City Council, nomination request is to rename the walking trail from Cimarron Drive to European Village in honor of Mr. Al Cryer.
You have a brief summary or any comment?
No comments or anything, questions if needed.
So let me just come to City Council. Any comment or question at this time from anyone? Very good. Ms. McDonald, I think, did you want to make a public comment? This would be the time to do it according to the agenda.
No, you're going.
Okay. All right.
Make the motion then.
Any other discussion? So yes, we have a motion from Vice Mayor. So could you state the motion for me?
A
Or have
motion
council do it?
Well, a motion to approve this.
Motion to approve. Okay. And could I have a second?
A very resounding second.
And we have a resounding second. Is there any additional discussion by City Council members? Very good. Then with that, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Does the clerk have the count?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we would move forward to item H on the agenda this morning, which would be our consent. I guess I would first ask City Council members, are there any items within the consent agenda that you would like to discuss independently? Seeing no one, then we'll move forward with the consent agenda, and I would ask...
I would make the motion to approve the consent agenda as read. Oh, we have to open it for public.
Hold that thought for a moment. Are there any members of the public that would like to comment on the consent agenda this morning? Seeing no one come forward, I will close the public comment for consent agenda, come back to City Council, and if there's no further discussion, I believe I have a motion. Could you repeat it for me, please?
I'll second it.
Perfect. I'll move to approve the consent agenda as read.
I have a motion to approve from Council Member Clufus and a second from Vice Mayor Danko. Any further discussion? Bless you. All in, 3 times is a charm. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? And does the clerk have the count?
Yes, motion passes 5-0.
Very good. Then I would move to the concluding public comment of today's meeting. Are there any members of the public that would like to address City Council on items that were not previously discussed in today's agenda? Please come forward at this time. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mayor Alton, Vice Mayor Danko, and the rest of the City Council, I thank you for your time.
Just identify yourself, just for our record, please.
My name is Chris Ewart, E-W-A-R-T.
Thank you.
And Mr. Danko, I've spoken to you on the phone, and maybe one more of you has called me about this subject I'm about to speak about. But the noise ordinance here in Palm Coast, okay, it's getting out of control, at least where I live, you know, in residential areas. And I feel strongly about it. I'm never out of bed at this hour, sir, and the City Council. I feel very strongly that the laws that are in here need to be addressed and somehow enforced in residential areas on a daily basis, because in my area, I know it's just out of control. And I'm home all day, unfortunately, due to my disability. And like I said, I'm never out of bed at this hour. And God bless you all for getting up at this time. But, you know, I have, in these papers here, it has the city laws, it has everything about the ordinances. It's just enforcing it, really. I mean, it seems like everything's in order here. I mean, but it says 60 decibels, raucous noise or whatever. And, you know, in my area where I live, it's all I hear day and night. And it drives me nuts. I mean, if I cannot hear my TV, I have hurricane windows on my house. I have, you know, my house it's a concrete block and stucco home. And, you know, I could still hear outside, and I have to turn my TV up to like 30 to actually hear it. You know, that's how much noise is going on with people playing music. Just loudness complete. I don't care if it's daytime, nighttime, or what time. It's just out of control. And I'd appreciate if the City Council could, you know, please address this and come to a resolution on it somehow. Okay? I thank you very much for your time.
And thank you for your comment.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just address, I know we've talked, you contacted me, we
Yes,
spoke
sir.
on the phone the other day. I've passed this along to our city manager. She now has code enforcement, the head of code enforcement, looking into this. So let's see if we can resolve the issue. I know part of the issue is a couple of neighbors, I guess, or a neighbor.
There's
I
a
know
few
a
of
lot of it is, a few of them, it's music late at night. And we do have certain ordinances on that. So we are looking into this, and as I promised you, I would get back to you at some point once we got into it.
Thank you very much
But
for your time.
thank you for coming here, though.
I'm
I wasn't
hurting.
expecting that, but thank you for going out of your way,
I
because
don't know
I
if
know
you
you're
can see it in my
serious
face,
about
but I'm
this.
in a lot of pain right now, because,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not used to being out of my bed until noon.
Sure, I
But
understand.
I found it that important to my heart that this needs to be addressed.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Very good. Are there any other members of the public that would like to address City Council at this time? Seeing no one come forward, I will close public comment, and I will come back. City Manager, any comments regarding public comments today that you want to make?
No, just to echo Vice Mayor Danko that we do have an investigation underway for the residents' comments.
Good, and I would just add to that, over and above that, again, I keep going back to our commitment in the SAP to review the comprehensive plan, of which the sound ordinance would be, some part of that. So we'll have a chance to get input and to review that as well.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, very good. So with that, I would move to we haven't voted on these, right?
Oh, we're in public, no, we're in city council.
I'm sorry, we already
matters.
passed all that,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Let me help you out. I have no comments today.
are you sure?
I'm sure.
Very good. All right, are there any other members of City Council that might have a comment they want to make at the conclusion of today's meeting?
Just very quickly, today was an awesome day. A lot of really good proclamations. Congratulations to our fire department on 50 years. And at least 5 emails from him about this Saturday, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see a lot of the community out there, but I think today was a really good day for our community, so thank you to our City Council and staff for helping us put this together.
So, Councilperson Pontieri, I have to echo such a light word, but I think the sheriff brought it up first, and the fire department also, that the idea of the village and the collaboration between all entities within all municipalities within the entire county, I think today is a really good example of how we glue all of those parts together and roll forward as one. And then on top of that, the succession planning within the city to make sure that we are elevating our bar as a city to the highest level possible in advance of all of the great opportunities that are ahead of us. So I agree with you. This is a special moment with all of those folks that came today.
Yes, and congrats to Kaylee. She's awesome, so
Yes.
I'm really happy to see that.
Comments? And Councilman Clufus. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate
Happy
that.
birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I appreciate it. I was going to say, one thing that I noticed, although I haven't been feeling very well, I appreciate the excusing of my absence. I've been driving around the city, unfortunately, going from pharmacy to pharmacy for medicines, but I've noticed the public works teams out there just absolutely crushing it, working hard in the medians and making Palm Coast look beautiful on both ends of the city. I've been to CVS here, CVS there, and at both ends it just looks incredible. I just wanted to take a quick moment, because I know it's a lot of hard work. I can barely keep anything alive in my house, but everything looks beautiful in Palm Coast, and I just think that they deserve a tip of the hat, so thank you.
And City Attorney, any final comments?
I have one quick.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry,
I'm
Councilman.
sorry.
Good.
So I just wanted to share that I attended the Public Works event last evening for the Citizens Academy, and it was absolutely wonderful to see so many people from our community. And I also, once again, would like to thank our Public Works Department for all the amazing work and the care that they give to this community in keeping it as beautiful as it is, and continues to keep it beautiful and make it one of the most beautiful cities in the United States.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time and helping us make all those new ambassadors for us for the future, for all the new arrivals. Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. City Council, any final comments today?
I have none.
City Manager, any final comments? I'm sure you want to underline again our big celebration coming up this weekend.
Oh, absolutely, Mayor. Just to echo what council has already extended to our staff and our amazing fire department, really appreciate the kind words. It's so important for all of our team to hear those directly from our leaders, so thank you for that. And also, Mayor, as part of your packet, we have our emergency sole source item that I have to bring to your attention. If you have any questions, now would be a great time for that.
I'll open up for questions. I think we've all had a chance to review it. It seems pretty straightforward. There are no questions. So is that just a consensus that we're okay?
Yes, it's procedural.
So you have that consensus. Very good.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, come on, Vice Mayor, I'm waiting for you to speak up.
Well, I'll make a motion to adjourn unless you have something else to add.
No, I have a motion to adjourn from the Vice Mayor at 9:53 a.m. And do I have a second?
Yes.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.